Welcome to Grading 103, brought to you by the Professional Coin Grading Service. In today's class, we'll continue our look at no-grade coins with Part 3, and this segment will only cover one area. However, it's a very large area, and that is Art Code 98, which is simply damage. And that it includes a wide variety of problems. Really, almost any metal movement we consider to be damage. So let's start by taking a look at damage. Any form of metal movement, either intentional or accidental, is considered damage, and it includes excessive heavy rim dings and bruises, deliberate surface damage such as graffiti, attempts to remove spots. Obviously, the severity and extent of the damage affects whether it will get a no-grade decision. So certain minor damage we may let through, especially on earlier coins. One particularly nefarious part of damage is whizzing, which was the use of a high-speed rotating wheel to buff and strip the surfaces of a coin, which actually moved metal. And that was common in the 60s and early 70s to simulate an uncirculated coin. You simply took an XF or AU coin and stripped away some of the dull loss of luster, leaving an extremely bright, shiny surface. However, it was quite unnatural. So let's look at some of the reasons that damage can be found. Graffiti, which would be significant, distracting etchings on the coin, usually on purpose, in fact, almost always on purpose. Planchet streak or spots removed, which you'll find on gold coins sometimes. Tooling, which is moving metal to re-engrave or to remove a scratch or to actually add detail back that's been worn away. Whizzing, which we've discussed, was treatment with a wire brush to simulate mint state appearance. Machine damage, which can occur from counting machines or wrapping machines, obviously accidental, but damage nonetheless. Rim damage, either a gouge or a test cut, made sometimes many years ago to make sure the gold coin was truly made of gold. Surface damage, such as a large gouge, scrape, drill mark, chop mark. Removal of a mount is considered damage. And finally, a hold or hold and plugged coin is probably about the most severe damage that a coin can have. So let's take a few examples. This is graffiti on an 1820 half. And this just looks like somebody with idle time with the initials AK that decided to leave a permanent mark on a coin. So there you have it. This is more graffiti by a slightly more accomplished artist. We can't quite figure out what these numbers meant. It was certainly not quite a clock, since it's lacking two numbers. But nevertheless, it left some rather permanent and irreversible damage on this coin. This is known as a Hobo Nickel, and this is a tooled surface. Obviously, this was done completely on purpose and not really to deceive. This was just simply done to create a collectible series of buffalo nickels that had been changed in some way to make the Indian appear to be any number of other things. These are quite collectible today, and there's a large number of people that collect these nickels, once again known as Hobo Nickels. Here is a very crude and amateur attempt at re-engraving. You look at the hair in Liberty, and you almost wonder what they were up to. This obviously doesn't look anything close to real, but you encounter all sorts of things when you look at enough coins. So this is a re-engraved coin. This is a coin is an unfortunate victim of whizzing. You can see that there was probably a little bit of wear on the coin, and someone took a wire brush and stripped away a tiny bit of the surface of the coin, leaving it extremely shiny and bright, but the luster on this coin is also extremely artificial. And their whizzed coins are quite easy to spot, particularly today with widespread awareness. But sadly, a number of people were badly deceived by whizzing in the 60s and 70s. This coin has just been extremely, extremely heavily cleaned to the point where we almost consider this to be damaged. This look on this coin goes on beyond what we might call normal cleaning. So this is really a pretty sad case. Here's a case of what probably is an accidental damage. This is a brand new coin, actually a 2005 nickel, but you look at the circular area on the obverse going through the forehead, down around the jowl here, and a little bit in the field and through the date. This is obviously damage caused by some sort of wrapping or counting machine that the coin was subjected to. Here's another type of machine damage. If you look on the back, you see the circular pattern in the center of the reverse. So that's machine damage, and obviously we could not grade a coin like that. And this coin just simply looks like it may have been dropped in the street and run over by a car or stepped on or something like that, because it just displays all sorts of serious damage, looking like it was in contact with concrete or something, and quite a bit the worse for wear. These are chop marks, and some chop marks are still graded, particularly on trade dollars, but on non-trade dollars we just can't grade a coin like that because they're not normally expected. This coin did trade in the Orient, and these chop marks are every bit as valid on this coin as they would be on a trade dollar, but because you don't see them normally on seated halves, we have to call this coin damaged. Here is a large cent, 1798, that just appears to have been damaged in a fire. You see even some cracking on the surface due to the high heat that this coin likely endured. And this poor coin, once again, is a brand new coin, and who knows what happened to it. But it is just so screwed up at this point that there's not much else you can do with this coin other than just say it's just damaged beyond grading. So this is a real strange one. Finally, we'll look at a hold and plugged coin. Now, most hold and plug coins, due to the severity of the damage, are pretty easy to see. Take a look at 6 o'clock on the bottom of the reverse, or at 12 o'clock on the obverse, and you can see some pretty obvious evidence that this coin was hold and plugged. But don't be deceived, because some artists are pretty good at holding and plugging. So you have to look closely. This is a really good example of a coin that's been hold and plugged, and you have to look quite carefully. Around 5:30 on the reverse, you might see something, and you see around the T and Liberty some work has been done, but it's been concealed pretty well. This is another example of a coin that has been hold and plugged, and a pretty reasonably good job has been done. However, if you look again at the bottom star on the right on the obverse, it looks rather retooled and redone, and you can see the corresponding area on the reverse around the upper wingtip of the eagle's right wing. You'll see evidence of repair. So not all hold and plug coins are that obvious, so you've got to look very carefully. So that concludes our look at damaged coins, and in part 4 we'll take a look at coins which we cannot put into holders. Thank you.